Captain's log. Earth date. I'll get to it. Earth date 071324. I'm telling myself I'll get to it. This is Captain Stanford of the Starship Monroe. Wherever we go, haven, hope, honor. I'm sorry. I'm trying to... What's happening is former President Donald Trump was on stage this morning at a rally, and he got shot. He got nicked in the ear by a bullet by someone in the crowd. It wasn't deep in the crowd. It wasn't right in front of him. It was off to his right. He was looking over there doing one of these numbers, and then he winces once, then he winces again, puts his hand up against his ear, right? That's when Secret Service tackles him. He's down on the ground, right? Footage shows him getting up and blood leaking from his ear. Secret Service shifts him to his motorcade, and that's that. Unless you're the press. The press has been talking about it ever since. NBC has been in special report mode, so all of its channels are focused on this event and the updates from that event. And it seems... Ooh, sorry. Come on. It seems that this is bigger than it. I had my reaction. I uploaded that reaction earlier. And I don't know what's going on with my camera. Anyway, if you want detailed opinion about that particular event, look at that video. This is not supposed to be about that, but I want to update my feelings about that since my initial reaction. And no one deserves violence in such a manner. It is not the way to solve problems. To state your point, to be heard, to be seen. It is reported that the shooter is deceased. It is reported that at least 2 other victims were injured, and a bystander, a spectator at the rally was shot dead by the same shooter. These are tragic losses, and it's one tragic loss and 2 tragic injuries and one tragic historical event wherein a former president is nearly assassinated on live television. So with that heavy news, it's time to get back to the log. Where are we at? Okay. Platform 9 3/4 is freshly rearranged. You'll notice a new setup. You'll notice my actual platform 9 3/4 plaque on the wall, as I've had it for a year or a year and a half or so. It just hasn't been visually available to the show. You'll notice 2 Marilyn Monroe pieces of artwork on the wall behind me, along with my praise of coffee. I had to go check and see what the hell was on the wall. Anyway, so please excuse my bed. I couldn't get my pillows out of the shot. This is raw. This is what's going on now. I do need to shave. Let's put this over here if that's where I'm gonna look. Okay. All right, cool. Mission progress. No exercise today. I've been putting something else in motion. It is Ozempic day 3, by the way. No complications, no side effects. I noticed that when I'm hungry, I'm really hungry, to the point of stomach bubbling hungry. Other than that, there's been no side effect from the Ozempic, which means this might work. We'll see what happens when we up the dosage, but for now, it's working. That's supposed to take care of the diet portion of losing weight. As for the exercise portion, I plan on doing jump rope in the morning. Haven't gotten to do it yet because I'm waiting for the garage to be open and available. Just kidding. No, that's literally the case. Like as soon as my sister's car is gone, I will use the garage space because there's not a lot of space beside the car. She did say where there were boxes that could be removed, but I haven't gotten to that yet. So that's what's next. Where's my paper? You're not noticing me dropping things from my desk, just willy-nilly. Boxes, little boxes on the hillside. Mission 2. Films. What are we watching today? It was Kate Winslet week. If you've been watching, if you've seen the past few videos, Kate Winslet week has not gone well. I have not finished as many of those films as I wanted to because they sucked. Apparently, Kate Winslet's early career is nothing like Titanic. And after Titanic, it gets better. I didn't finish the latest film, which was Revolutionary Road. I got really far into it, though. But when it's about a couple played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, good to see them back together. However, they both cheat on each other and in the marriage. And I'm like, as soon as she was about to have her affair, I was like, no, I'm out. Both the husband and the wife can't be having an affair that we're witness to. I don't want to see them, with other people. What? I can hardly imagine myself doing that kind of thing. Anyway, despite the extramarital fault of that movie, I've picked something else for this evening, if I can find it. Yes. Before this movie is no longer findable, I put the movie Pride and Glory in the film list for today. Colin Farrell, Edward Norton, available on Max. So I'll be watching that this evening instead of a Kate Winslet film, but I will still watch 11 Days in Gaza tomorrow because that was the highlight of Winslet week. We'll end with a Winslet film, we'll end with a Gaza film really. So that'll be very important to me. So my kufi in the shot there. I do support Palestine. I think Israel has settled too much. I think, and by settle I mean occupied Palestine too much. I think there's been far too much land loss from Palestine, and that's Israel's fault. I also think that Jewish people are not to blame for Israel's leadership, who I think is to blame for their attitude towards Gaza and the West Bank. There may be some who support the leadership in Israel and what they're doing in Gaza, and they are equally to blame. But the entirety of the Jewish people, the Jewish population, Jewish Americans, Jewish Israelis, are not to blame for Netanyahu's retardation and oppression and obsession with genocide, because that's what it is. For a while, yes, we, America, were enabling this genocide and this famine over in Palestine. Somehow, Biden and Netanyahu had the right disagreement, and they're still trying to work through their relationship. I don't know the details about that, but I know that Palestine's had enough. And I deeply support a free Palestine, whether it's a democratic one-state solution, not the one-state solution on the ground. Right now, the one-state solution on the ground is Israel, is that state. But were the two states to join as one, fine. If the two states can coexist. Even more acceptable if Palestine's land is rebuilt. Far more, even respectable, honorable. That's what should happen. But the war has to end at some point, and the hostages have to get home, and Hamas needs to be dismantled, if not destroyed. And it doesn't have to be a one army defeat. I mean, Israel may need more help than they're letting on to eradicate Hamas. And excuse me, America can't be the only one helping them, because then we're complicit in how Israel uses the bombs, which so far has been neglectful and damaging. And there are so many more Palestinians dead than Israelis. Read my blog at seventhfloor.org for details on just how staggering the difference is between how many have been lost on the Israeli side on October 7th versus how many have been murdered, brutally massacred during Netanyahu's campaign to destroy Hamas. Because Hamas hides behind civilians, civilians are being murdered by someone who won't stop because of human shields. You don't murder the human shield. You extract the human shield and take out your enemy. If you can't extract, don't shoot. Enough about that. Back to the log. Very political today. Feeling very political. Milestones. Trump got shot. I'm just kidding. I'm not sad about it. I mean, I'm great. I don't know if I'm even grateful that the guy didn't get murdered, like absolutely fucking assassinated, because of all he's done and because of his problems. If someone shot Netanyahu today, I'd be happy. Somebody shot Putin today, I'd be happy. Just like I'd be happy if someone had shot Trump, and they did. But they didn't get the brain like they were supposed to. They just got an ear, which is fine. He survives another day. Let's take him out at the polls. Let's take him out. You know what I mean? Let's do this the right way. But I'm not mad somebody took a shot. I'm not mad about it. External challenges. The news is stuck on this. That's about the only challenge I could imagine. I am kind of procrastinating. That's today's inner demon. I got 3 out of 4 assignments done for Spanish class today, and the 4th assignment is the longest. It's where it's 25 assignments due by the end of the week, and I never get to them at the beginning of the week. I always get to them at the end. So between today and tomorrow, I have to do these 25 short assignments. Yeah, and I'm just putting it off so I can relax as much as possible. 1 second. Sorry, I was burning up in that sweater. Let's see. Where are we at? How's the captain? No. Today's inner demon, procrastination. Future healthy coping mechanisms. Probably do your assignments at the beginning of the week. Start the week out strong. Write that down. See if I do it. Monday, 25. Espanol. Okay. Now, how's the captain? The captain is fine. The captain is trying to hold back his joy at Trump getting shot because it's wrong to shoot someone. It really is. And it's very wrong for the President of the United States to... I'm not in an official capacity. I'm not one of these governors or Congress people, or... I'm a voter with an opinion. And I don't like Trump. I've never liked... Okay, since January 6th. No, before... It's been before that. So for a very long time, I've been opposed to the idea of Trump in office. I wouldn't shoot him myself. And you know, the professional thing to say, that this is a tragedy, this should never happen, then this is, we do hope that Trump survives and everything's okay and that he's healthy and ready to assume his duties on the campaign trail. That's the professional response. But I'm in no professional capacity tied to Trump's health or even life. Do I want him dead? No. I want him. I want him behind bars. He'll die in there, with what he's charged with. That's just a physical reality, or excuse me, a legal reality. Should he face up? Should he actually face trial if they're not all going to get delayed? Then he'll expire in jail. That was my plan. That was that was my idea. That was my way out of seeing Trump any longer. I'm sick of the guy. I'm sick of him. Fuck him. But for them to miss his head, okay, I'm done. I'm done. They got his head. They got his ear. Fuck. Anyway, stuck with Trump. That's how I feel. It's just how I feel. What's next? Backpedaling from our comments about Trump's ear. I'm kidding. No. What's next is Pride and Glory. Getting the boxes out of the garage to make room for jump roping. Trying to get my homework to start at the beginning of the week instead of procrastinating until the end of the week. Today's favorite person. Best event of the day. Best event of the day. Best event of the day. It was when Trump, the double flinch, and he was like, because a pop sounded. You heard pop, 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 and then he winced, and then he goes pop, 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 and then he got hit. That's when I was like, dude, I'm not. January 6th. Like, you had it coming, bro. You had it coming. Like, am I wrong here? Do you feel differently? Like, drop a comment down there if you feel for or against Trump getting shot and his ear getting, chopped off, sliced off, fucking shot off. Were you happy when you saw blood coming down Trump's face, or were you sad? Were you how do you feel about the presidential race, or anything else we spoke about today? Hamas, Israel, Putin, even. Fuck Putin. But still, how do you feel about all this shit? I mean, it's not every day you see a former president nearly get assassinated. And I'm sure you have something to say about the matter. All right, that's it. Today's favorite person / character. It's a good one. Marilyn Monroe, who is flanking me at the moment. I feel so strong about it. By the way, if you don't know my relationship with Marilyn Monroe, to explain to you, I have schizoaffective disorder, which means I hear shit. I have auditory hallucinations more than visual ones. And when I'm confused like that, it helps to talk to something that won't talk back, so you know whether or not the voices are responding to you or if they're responding to something else. If they're responding to something else, then they're then they're outside of the room. They're external. They're outside. They're nowhere near you. But if those voices are responding to you in real time and there's no source for them, yet they're right there, then they're inside your head. Also, I bounce ideas off Marilyn. I've been talking to Marilyn intimately as a poster on my wall in every room I've lived in for the last 11 years. So Marilyn and I are tied together. She's my angel. She's the one I send messages to, hoping that God will hear it. She's the one that, when I'm feeling like I need someone to talk to, I talk to her. And she's always been there for me, for at least the last 11 years. And there's more to come. So it's a deeply loving relationship I have with Marilyn Monroe. All right. With that, sorry to Jake Gyllenhaal. We ran out of time. I love you, Johnny. Stanford out.